What's up, everybody? It's your man Chuck Creekmer, aka Jigsaw, here with a close friend, Nikki Lynette.
Why you say it with so much trepidation, like you don't know if we close friends or not?
Well, because you've given me a hard time today about your amazing film, Happy Songs About Unhappy Things. And it's an incredible film. I know this because you're incredible. But you screened it today in Los Angeles.
I did.
For a very Hollywood audience.
Oh my God, it was so Hollywood. It was sold out.
It was sold out. That was amazing, though. I was so happy for you. No, seriously, I was really happy.
Thank you.
So I had to pull up and I had to say, give you a hug. And
you did pull up and give me a hug on some congratulatory type shit.
Definitely.
So thank you. I appreciate that.
This is a major accomplishment, and I thought we should celebrate you. So tell people about it and what prompted you to create this work.
So, again, my name is Nikki Lynette. I don't know if some of y'all remember me from the blogger era, where I had this really crazy mixtape series called Roses and Guns. I was having the time.
By the way, you used to call yourself the other Nikki because Nicki Minaj was out like almost in a similar time frame.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, that's interesting, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
I like the name the other Nikki. I still like it.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, go ahead.
So I had a really bad mental health crisis in like between 2015 and 2017. And I had a mental break, and I took like a long time away from performing or creating anything. And one of the first things that I did when I came back was license my music to Spike Lee for She's Gotta Have It.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
The Netflix series. Yes.
And so when I met Spike and I went to the She's Gotta Have It premiere, I told him I had this idea to create a film. But I was a little nervous because the idea was weird, and I felt like it might alienate some folk, but call in others. And Spike was like, so what? You just need to make it. Be unapologetic. Other people don't mind when you left out, and they not apologetic, so you shouldn't be apologetic. Do what you want to do.
I love your Spike Lee, by the way.
I mean, it was real. And so I was like mad energized, like, yeah, other people ain't apologetic, and I'm going to just do it. And I didn't realize how expensive making films was. Yeah. And I was poor. Like, I was super poor because I had a mental health crisis. I hadn't been working in that long. And so it took from 2018 until 2023 for me to finally raise the money to do this film the way I wanted to do. And that's partially because I have my musical about depression, Get Out Alive, that started popping. And so my film had to take a backseat to the play.
Right.
And now I got the budget. It's in festivals. And it's starting to get love. And it's doing really well. And I'm excited. I did not like having to put this project on the back burner for so long. Fund artists. Do not make us wait copious amounts of years to get funding for our work. But I finally did it. So
but you stuck with it, and I applaud you for that because it takes a lot, just the creation process. But then when you start looping in funding and producers and support, I mean, and this is a very hardy piece of art. Like, it's not just like iPhones and simple cameras, but talk about the production value and all that it took. You know, it's got a documentary style, and then it's got performance, it's got rap, it's got, you know what I mean? Talk about that.
As we know, as people who consume hip hop, who are in the culture, we know that our aesthetic, our style, our music has always been used to sell and further other people's agendas. And so after my mental break, I realized I couldn't just go back to doing art for the sake of art. It wasn't enough to make me want to deal with like the fuck shit, like the Hollywood stuff, the industry stuff. It wasn't enough. And so I decided to make my work about mental health advocacy. I'm a social impact artist. And in that way, it makes me a little bit better with tolerating that stuff. Because I have social anxiety. I don't really like to be outside like that. I like to do it. I'm a performing artist. I like to do it on my terms and then go home.
Right.
But in this piece, you see hip hop used as a vehicle for communication. We build sets. We built costumes. We created props. Like, it was fully, like, full on creative. There was actual production value. And I feel like when it comes to a lot of times with Black art, we don't get to do that because we don't get the budget.
Yeah.
We don't get to like get our full idea out of our brain. There are people watching this right now who are just as capable as me. And the only difference between them and me is they didn't get their budget yet.
Right.
And so I'm a big advocate for people, especially people who have unique perspectives, to do their weird idea. And you should always focus on creating from like what your unique original space is, because at the end of the day, it's the only thing that make it worth it. Making it in any, like right now, I'm in 3 different industries. I'm in music, I'm in film, I'm in theater. So I'm dealing with like gatekeeping across all 3. I'm dealing with having to play the game among all 3. And you really have to make sure that your drive is stronger than other people's will to gatekeep.
Right.
Stronger than other person's will to hate. Like, and I promise you, if you want to create something, your will is stronger than theirs.
Yeah. And we encountered a few things today. Like, first of all, I put sunglasses on. It was so Hollywood. I was like, I'm not even gonna like play with these people. First things first. But then we saw this encounter with this woman.
Oh my God.
And I was mad for you, but dealing with that part of the game, I know you as a person, so I'm like, how is she gonna, you're here, like, and I know where you're gonna go. Like, I'm like, well, how's she gonna deal with that?
I think that like sometimes I think people don't even mean to be dismissive of Black women or Black people. I think sometimes they just don't even, because implicit bias, like it's in the back of the mind. It lives like, you know what I'm saying? And so I don't think people know necessarily when they being dicks. I don't think it's personal. Especially with me being into mental health, I understand people just be in their own little world. Yeah. And so, you know, in those moments, it's my responsibility to advocate for myself. And as a neurodivergent person, I have to do that anyway. Yeah. So I just, you know, made sure I spoke up for myself, and there were no further problems.
What's next for the project is screening and all over, and we're gonna get you. See, I don't want you to shun Black people or give up on.
Oh no.
Okay, or
I'm screening it at DreamCon. DreamCon is a Black con.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's in July. I'm screening it at DreamCon.
I'm just saying, because I think that general population needs to see this, like not just general like I think that you've resonated with people, like even like my daughter and people that you might not realize that you impact. How is that? No, you know, like you know it when you go to things like this. Yeah. And then you get that immediate feedback, but you may not always know that.
I have no concept of my impact or my reach until I go outside. Like, I'm a introvert. So I never know that people know me or have seen my work or are affected by my work until I go to a screening or until I go to an event and people know who I am. I don't assume people know me. I don't assume anybody cares. I know that people with mental health issues know my work. And that's what's most important to me. Fame as a concept terrifies me. So clout as a concept terrifies me because it's something that has to always go, you have to lose it in order for clout itself to have value. Right. And I don't want to shoot for those metrics. They feel like small wins. Yeah. So I never know how many people know my work but like, then I get, you know, like, I don't know if you noticed, but like Jamie Foxx and Datari Turners are producers.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
On this film. Because Datari
I saw it, but I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to start with that or anything.
No. It's because Datari has been following my work for a while. Okay. It started with him. He saw the film adaptation of my musical that I'm in the midst of optioning right now called Get Out Alive. And he's been following my work since then. And so they came on board with this project when they saw what I was doing with it. And we're in the process of working toward actually getting a series for it. Okay. And so I never know how people react to my work until moments like that are like very validating and inspiring. But honestly, for me, and I hate to say this, and I love y'all, I do, but I have been aiming a lot of my sights overseas in terms of developing this project. Okay. Because like my next screening after July is going to be in London in World Mental Health Day. Actually, no. I'm doing a college tour. I'm touring it in colleges here, but no more fests for a little while. And then I'm screening it in in London on World Mental Health Day on October 10th. I love festivals, I do, but baby, it is a lot. It is a lot.
It's a sensory overload. Is that?
Could you tell? Did I look like? Did
Yeah.
I?
But it is. That's clearly what it is.
Yes, it is.
But I want to ask you real quick about being so vulnerable and being so open and authentic. It's refreshing on one end, and then like for someone like myself, I can never put like my insides out to the world the way you do, and also online, because there's like an exchange, and sometimes people can be mean or judgmental, or you know what I mean, and that's something I've never gotten used to.
Well, it's okay because I'm mean. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know this.
I am equally as capable of being loving and warm and compassionate as I am of being a bitch who you really shouldn't fuck with. I am not the one. And if you're kind and sweet, I love you and I'm here for you and I'm supportive of you, but don't fuck with me because I'm here to do something and it's not to pay attention to you. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't really mind. Like, for me, it helps keep me accountable to my recovery because I am a suicide survivor. I do live with CPTSD. I'm considered treatment resistant because fucking meds don't work for me. So I have to stay on my wellness plan. I have to stay in therapy. I have to stay in conversation around my wellness. It's important. And so I don't really mind talking about it. Another thing is I'm actually on the board of directors for like NAMI Chicago, which is a pretty prominent mental health organization. I know the numbers. I see the statistics in real time. So I understand that although there are a lot of voices online talking about mental health, not a lot has changed in terms of legislation, in terms of access to care. And the mental health numbers right now are abysmal. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for people ages 15 to 29. They are struggling. They are having a hard time. Men account for 70% of all people who die by suicide, but women are half of all suicide attempts. The numbers are terrible across the board. And so I understand that the work that I do is important because I just don't want nobody to struggle like I struggled. I don't want nobody to go through what I go through. And so, and like even now, like I live with symptoms that are hard. You know, like I can go months with only getting 2 hours of sleep a night and nothing fixes it, nothing changes it. I have to believe in wellness. Like I have to believe that things can get better. Or what the hell do I have?
Right.
And so, and I get to talk about mental health where there are people who are doctors or teachers or parents or students, and they can't just go pop off their mouth about mental health. So in that way, I feel like what I do is important. And I know it's made a difference because I've helped raise a lot of money to affect mental health for other people. So I'm proud of the work I do. I just don't always love the Hollywood part. I'm cute and I like acknowledgement, but in small spurts and on my own terms.
No, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And but first of all, you're not new to the entertainment or the performance. Like you're a veteran now.
I'm new to theater and film.
Yeah.
In that space, they're like, nice to meet you. Man, you never know your worth until you go outside of your community. Right. And then like in other communities and other countries, people like respect your talent and value you and put money towards stuff.
Yeah.
Like only in hip hop do we like downgrade the value of each other's work.
Yeah.
And I don't like
that. Nothing basically at this point.
Yeah, I'm not available for that. I'm not available for that. And so that's kind of the reason why I like to take this culture into other mediums. I take it into film. I take it into theater because like I already got buzz as a rapper. The first money I ever made as an adult in life was off rap. I feel like if I could make it in this shit, I could make it anywhere. Can't nobody gatekeep and treat you worse than in hip hop. So like I did it and I brought that hustle to film and theater and I feel welcome in those spaces. And where I find closed doors, I always find a way to open them. And I definitely feel like I learned that through hip hop. So in that way, the culture has benefited my career.
And you've always been a bit counterculture anyway, even within hip hop. Like,
yeah, and like now we got like the people like Rico Nasty, and we got people like Doja Cat. Like,
I know, right?
Back in the day, like they wouldn't have gave them no play. They wouldn't have.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Because I went through hell in them days to get my W's. But like they can't keep us from getting them now. Yeah. They can't keep our 10s from us now. Like you can't really get away. Everybody emo now. Everybody alternative now.
Right.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody got their nose pierced. Everybody rocking out. So now what? I was ahead of y'all.
Yeah. Nah, you were. Nah, that's a fact. No, that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. What's next? What's next? I
Um,
mean, you kind of told us, but tell us again.
we are we are screening at DreamCon. I don't know the date yet. We're still sorting it out. I have a West Coast college tour.
Okay.
Well, let's just say I'm doing a tour in September because there is a Chicago date as well. So there's a tour in September for Suicide Awareness Month, and then I'm screening in London for World Mental Health Day, and I'm very, very excited about that. I love London. If you are a Black artist, go to London. Just go and check out the scene. Go to their open mics, go to their theater scene, go where you are celebrated. Go. Because in other places, like in the UK, I have found, like maybe it's just me, but I have found like a pretty like reception for the work that we do as creatives here. Yeah. I'm not even the only person that's saying this either.
No, you're right. Like I got homies in London. Yeah. In fact, I interviewed Rap Man. He's a former rapper turned filmmaker. He has a new Netflix series called Supercell. It's about superheroes from London.
He's a London guy?
Yep.
I got to check that out. That sounds dope. What was the name of it again?
Supercell.
We're all going.
Supercell.
Yeah, we're all going to watch Supercell.
Definitely.
On Netflix, aren't we? Right now, right when you turn this on.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, look, I want to say congratulations. I want to say I'm proud of you.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Very proud because we've known each other quite a while, at least 10 years, at least.
Every once in a while, he drops really embarrassing, silly pictures of us.
Oh, I have all the pictures. I have the Spike Lee pictures from when you had the afro. Of course I do.
Oh, yeah, the afro. Yeah. Oh, my God. From when I met Spike. Yeah, so you can prove that the Spike Lee story isn't a lie.
I got all the pictures. Look, I have receipts.
You do. Well, thank you so much. Yeah. And for everybody that's watching this, please make sure... God. I gotta show it. Please make sure whenever I am screening happy songs about unhappy things, you come check it out. I'm trying to get it into New York, so hopefully.
Urban World, we gotta talk.
Please. But yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for the love. This has been quite a day.
Yeah.
Screening my film in Hollywood because I haven't screened a film in Hollywood before, even with my first one. So this is a big deal, and I'm very excited.
Nice. Onward, upward.